Hello and welcome to the Ascendo Traders Group. Our website is blog.ascendotraders.com, where we put together effective video technical knowledge trading plans on a daily basis. And we are continuing our study of how to get started trading. And as you guys know by now, I always kind of like to start off with a little humor. And we've got a little cartoon here where a guy says, "I know nothing about the subject, but I'm happy to give you my expert opinion." And that kind of goes with our theme today about when we're talking about trading for a living, because one of the biggest mistakes people make is they don't develop a trading plan. And not even developing a trading plan. A lot of people, I was telling my parents that you do have a trading plan. It's do what your broker says. That's your trading plan. And, so be it. But what we want to do is raise people's financial literacy so that when you're watching Kramer, watching my videos, getting my picks, whoever picks you get from, or suggestions that you get, you need to be able to discern that and decide, A, is it a good idea? And then B, is it a good idea for you as an individual and for your investment style? What's good for me may not be good for you. So we've been putting people through basic training. We went through a video on educating yourself on the different investment vehicles, stocks, forex, futures, options. And then we chose. And we believe that futures is the best vehicle for trading, getting started in the stock market. And then we had another video, and again, you might want to take your time to go back and watch all of these. We had another video about developing a trading plan, and we're kind of touching that today. And we chose a broker, again, based upon the fact that we believe that futures is the best investment vehicle to get into the stock market. And then we had a video out the past couple of days about your supplies, and we got more coming. What do traders need in order to implement their trading plan, in order to trade? What supplies do you need? And then again, you got to practice. Virtual trade. Prove that you can make money, control your emotions before you actually put in real money. And that's where a lot of people lose their money, because they don't practice. They just trade. After you practice, you can implement your trading plan and make adjustments as the current market environment warrants. So today, like I said, we're going to kind of touch around this developing a trading plan again, because again, we're talking about trading for a living. So let's jump right on in it. Trading for a living. Why do I think trading is the best vehicle to bring fruits to your family and peace of mind and obviously financial reward? Well, there are several reasons. First of all, there's unlimited income potential. Now, it's not necessarily unlimited income loss, because you can only make so much money. And I've lost plenty of money in my rounds, mainly because I avoided all the rules and I thought I was the golden ticket. But there's unlimited income potential when you're trading. And it requires a small amount of capital to start. Now, of course, how much you'll benefit from your small account is another argument. And, as we talk about futures and the leverage of a $300 E-mini margin account or a $500 E-mini margin account, again, small capital. I was talking with the guy today. Okay, yesterday was January 5th. Market went up 175 points. With futures, you know what you're doing. You invest $600, 2 contracts at $300 margin account. Let's just say you catch 100 of that. So you invest $600 and you make $1,000 in about 2 hours. Now you can lose that too. So I do not want to paint the picture of roses. But again, trading for a living, unlimited amount of money you can make, small capital requirement, low overhead. As we're talking about the Trader's Toolbox, there's not a lot that you have to do, but there are some monthly subscriptions you got to pay. There's no advertising costs. I was a realtor, and man, every week you got to advertise, and that was coming, anywhere between $800 to $1,000 a month I was spending on advertising, because they believe in touches, and people need to see you so they can get comfortable with you. Nobody needs to see me in my pajamas trading, except my wife. No employees. I try to work with family. You know what they say about that. But no employees to be concerned about. No products, for all of our multi-level marketing folks out there, there's no products to buy, nothing to sell, nothing to manufacture, no inventory to keep, none of that. Again, I was a realtor, no customers. When a real estate market crashed, my business crashed, because I can't force someone to buy a house, I can't force someone to sell a house. Although most people wanted to sell, they couldn't, but there was no customers, and I had properties, and there's no tenants not paying rent. There's no tenants running up water bills and and other things. You know, HUD inspectors telling me I got to put in things, and there's no clients. You know, depending on what realm you're in. Again, why is trading for a living great? And there's no boss. You are our boss, your own boss. So all these reasons add up to why trading for a living is the way to go. But again, you got to develop a system and have that in place in order for this to actually work. Many people see all of this and say great, and they lose it all because they don't put in the time and the effort and try to jump steps like I did, and they lose their money. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the financial side. Now, we've already had several videos out there about the different investment vehicles, stocks, forex, options, futures, whatever, and we decided that futures was the best investment vehicle. So let's just say you just started trading, and because you just started trading, you're going to be right 50% of the time. And let's change our goal to be about $100 per trade. So this simply means that every time I try to get into a trade, I want to make $100, and I'm willing to stay in that trade until I lose $100, and then I get out. So in this example, if you're willing to risk $100 to get to $100, in the end, your result is a negative $250. Well, why is that? You got to think about commissions. Commission, I'm just using nice round numbers of $10 per trade. And remember, you get $5 per point. So you got to pay commissions, 5 contracts, that's $50, 5 times a day, that's $250. So what happens if we can raise this now and raise this to 60%? And remember, 60% may seem like a big number, but that's 3 out of 5, that's 6 out of 10. Well, if we're still shooting for a $100 profit target, and we're still willing to risk $100, because remember, our stop is still at $100, we're now making $250, and we need 20 points. 20 points. That's actually really easy in futures, but that's another conversation. So out of all these 5 trades, as long as we're positive 20 at the end of the day, as long as we're positive 20 at the end of the day, we make $250. But what if we can raise our target to $190? Now remember, our loss is still $100 because our stop is still there. A lot of conversations about this, especially people who know futures. I know that looks like a 10, maybe a 10-point stop, but let's ignore that for right now. We can talk about that later. But if we raise our profit target to $190, notice that our result, we're now looking at $1,600. And our total points for the day, as long as we're positive 38 points, then we're making $1,600. So again, this is one of the reasons, because we're taking a small investment per trade at $2,500, because we're using one of the E-mini margin counts of 500. Now you guys know I advertise one of $300, and those are what that does to us. That brings it way down to $1,700 for the day. And if you go for a 2-for-1 type investment, you can see what you need to have for that. Your risk management can be whatever it wants to be. But again, little investment, great profit, great return on investment. So now that we have a basic overview of the financial plan of trading futures, specifically the Dow Jones E-mini, the Dow Jones futures, that's how we get the $5 per tick. How do we put it all together? Well, we've been talking about in this basic trading the core market knowledge. Stock, futures, forex, whatever, and we believe that you need to learn more about futures. That's the best investment vehicle. So you got to learn about the vehicle that you want to trade. Then you have to develop on decide what your trading style is going to be. Long term, months, short term, hold for a couple of days, couple of weeks, intraday, day trading. Learn what your style is so that you can implement a system that matches up your style. Again, all of that involves your risk tolerance, your investment goals, how much money you want to make. You got to put all these things together and then identify strategies, criteria, a checklist that you can go through to implement your trading style, your trading system that matches your trading style. So when we're looking at a trading system, there's a couple of things that it needs to have. You have to be able to identify direction. Is the market in an uptrend? Is it in a downtrend? And even though we know it's an uptrend and a downtrend, where's the best place to execute a trade? Where's the best location? And then what are going to be your triggers? What is that criteria to actually enter a trade? And then finally, how do you manage that trade? What's your risk tolerance? What is your stop? What is your reward? Risk to reward? Where is your target? All those things need to be a part of your trading system. course, we have some partners, some services that help you get started. We've got a great broker. We talked about that. $300 E-mini accounts, 20 free content if you sign up through us. In some of our other videos, we talk about technical analysis and indicators. We've got a great charting platform for you. Great futures trading room, 10-day trial. Try us out for $30. Excellent trades headed up by Alex. And we got a futures trading plan with all of these things for you to help jumpstart your trading with futures. Remember, there is a risk that you can lose it all. I don't want to paint just a rosy picture. You can lose, especially when you don't take the time to implement all these things and all these components.